Hi guys, it's Hannah from the Turner Community Library, part of KCK Public Libraries, and today we are painting this artwork inspired by some pieces that I saw on Pinterest. Let's get started. Here's all the supplies that you'll need to make this painting. If you pick up a kit from the Turner Community Library, you can get all of this for free. The only thing that's not included in the kit is the toothbrush, and that's kind of used to make the stars. However, we're giving you toothpicks, which I think actually work better. But if you want to, you can find an old toothbrush laying around your house. This kit will come with 3 brushes, including a foam brush, a small flat brush, and a small round brush. There will also be Q-tips because they are really good for mixing paint. I'm going to be using the foam brush first. You'll want to get it wet because that helps the colors mix a little bit easier. I combined just a tiny bit of orange with white for this first layer of the really light orange paint, and then we're going to add in just a little bit more orange, every time as we go down this part of the canvas. You'll continue to use those wide sweeping strokes as you go down your canvas. And remember, your sunset is going to be about 8 inches wide, so make sure you cover at least 8 inches of the canvas with the paint. Eventually, you'll combine in some of the red to make a really nice sunset shade. You can always add in more white or orange or red wherever you think it's needed. And then you're going to go ahead and start doing the same thing but just opposite direction. You'll start with the darker color and go lighter on the bottom of the canvas. Now you're going to put down that piece of paper with the circle cut out. It's an 8-inch circle if you need to do it yourself, and then kind of trace out where you want your mountains to be. I like to see how they look against the sunset before I paint them in. You'll do a short layer of white first, and don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be painting the light blue over it. The white just helps it stand out from the orange better, and it is going to give it a really nice shine at the top. The light blue is just a combination of white paint, mostly white paint, with some of the blue paint. The next layer is going to be slightly darker than this layer. I'm using mostly the blue paint with just a little bit of the white paint. The next layer is going to be even darker, so we're using blue paint with some black paint. I recommend starting with just a very small drop of black paint and mixing that in, seeing how it looks. If you need it darker, just add a tiny bit of black paint at a time because it can get very overwhelming very fast. And then we're going to use those colors of blue again, starting dark and getting lighter to fade into the pool at the bottom of the canvas. Now you're going to take your 8-inch circle and place it down on top of that. Make sure that it's all dry first before you put it down. Then you're going to trace it with the black paint and be very careful to not use too much black paint, because if you use too much black paint, it's going to go under your circle onto your sunset. And if that happens, it's okay. It definitely happened with mine. You can always go back and just fill in the spots later. At this point, you don't want to cover up the mountains yet. I went ahead and painted the sides of my canvas because I thought it looked more professional. This is optional for you if you want to do it. Here you can see me unsuccessfully trying to add stars with a toothbrush. I know a lot of other people have had much better success with that, but I didn't. However, I ended up using this toothpick and it worked great. I used different colors to make the stars, including orange and blue. And now we're going to start outlining our pond at the bottom. So I kind of made just like this hourglass shape. And then you're going to go up and you're going to start using trees and rocks to frame the sunset here. You'll also want to give your stream some pretty curves as it goes up. Along the bottom of the pond, I'm going to be using my small brush to make some little grasses coming up. And here we're making our first tree. So we're going to be using our flat brush from this and going side to side, moving up, kind of like you know how you used to make a tornado when you were a kid, just the opposite way and not as curvy. You'll make more trees and cliffs going down until the horizon of the trees and the cliffs meets the stream down there, and you'll repeat with the other side. Now we're going to add on some shading onto our trees. You're going to mix the blue with just a tiny bit of black, and then you're going to do your reverse tornado on the trees, whatever side the tree is facing the sunset, because that's where your light is coming from. I'm also adding some highlights around the lake as well. You'll probably want to go back in with some black paint, again using your tiny brush to make it look a little bit more sparse and realistic. You could also use the toothpick. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget, while supplies last, you can swing by the Turner Community Library and pick up a kit with everything you need to make one of these yourself. Also, leave a comment below if you have any suggestions for other programs that you would like your library to offer. I hope you have a great day. Bye!